going house to house and state to state. Living out of bags, there was so much hate inside my mind, didn't make no sense. The handle on this, couldn't understand my inclination. Religion led me to. Oh, that was perfect. That was perfect. I have to go into my Facebook to turn on public so other people can see it. What's good, Facebook? What's good, Calligraphy TV on YouTube? Y'all give me a moment, please. Now, I can't see the comments on Denim Design. I can only see them on Calligraphy. So if you want to interact with the live, then come down to Calligraphy TV on YouTube and tap in with the live. Many people don't believe so. Power exists. Put a little Palo Santo in the air, ground things a little bit. Get some knowledge of self. Be a part of the crew. The underground movement in the city, the youth. Stay true to the red, the black, and the green. Stay true to the revolution and battling. All gangsters unite. Keep the family tight. You can still have heart walking in the light. Okay, get that going. Quiet everything down a little bit. Okay, so tonight we're gonna tap into this message that I channeled, and then we're gonna get into the reads. You know, I thank everybody that's gonna be tapped into that Midnight Hour Live. Yeah. This is On the Rise plan. I see you looking, but you're looking at combination with a cut like glass. Kola Soljet and I don't know where these cards came from. I wasn't even supposed to use these. You would take me out. You ain't the one. Full circle. Around I came. I was 7 years old when I entered this game. They bend to stretch me. I remain the same. Like God Almighty, I got many names. Black Betty and Desiana. And if two means light is what I'm bringing to you. But this is only my genesis. Got books galore. The depth of my mystery, the ocean floor. If you're ready for Atlantis, then test your fate. But my equals are the only ones I came to debate. That's why most of the time I spend with self. Beats dummying down for someone else. Hood educated by ghetto scholars that made it. Converse with me, the outcome would be leaving you jaded. Question all systems, exposing lies. Haters step aside, cause we on the rise. I'm bonafide. I'm dignified. I'm magnified. Yeah, we about to get started. I'm just giving it a little, putting a little chi out there. I'm gonna light this candle up for the ancestors tonight. Go ahead and get that going. I'm qualified. I'm satisfied. There we go. That's for the live. That's for the ancestors, to the Orishas. Is bringing in that high spiritual vibration. I want to give thanks for everything and everybody. I want to give reverence, Mojuba, to Ogun, Obatala, talking about the Orishas, Orumila, and the spirit of Oya tonight also coming through, Ashu. Also to the Dark Mother, to all our ancestors and those that have passed on in our own lineage. I already got my watering over there. I got candles candling on my altar over there. I choose not to show that, and I have one for the live once again. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in motion. It smells really good, and this is for peace and for the ancestor spirit. Okay, so I'm gonna calm that down. Anyway, how everybody doing tonight? My name is High Priestess Sis'Star Soljet, for those of you who may not know. And I want to welcome you in. If this is your first time to Tarot Talk Tuesday, it's almost Wednesday, but it's all good, right? So I'm going to kick back for a minute and give y'all this message. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 420 friendly here is on the way, right? Anyway, y'all. So there's been a lot of stuff going on. I had to detach a little bit because let me push this up just a little bit. I'm gonna be moving this camera back and forth. I'm a spiritualist, you know, a high priestess, but I want to focus more on the spiritualist part as far as the energy that I give out. You know, I'm an edutainer. On top of being a spiritualist and a priestess, I'm an edutainer. So I'm always, you know, putting posts out or some type of content that is educational, but is also entertaining. I have things that's funny, you know, just I talk noise all day about the scamming babalawos. I like to make people laugh. All of that is a part of what I do. But on the flip side, I am a spiritualist and I run my home as such, as far as there's certain duties I have to do. I keep my healing space here. So I'm not always able to be available like people need me to be. I'm not always able to talk on the phone or to, definitely not the inbox thing. And I'm gonna get on that too. Just want to tap into a couple of things. Okay, so anybody that don't know, I put a message out there about how I felt about inboxes. To me, inbox is personal. It's for people that I collaborate with. It's for my friends that I've already established with, and just for business. Anything else, if you want to build with me, you can build in the comments. You can build on the post. So to be offended because I said I don't want inbox messages, and if you do inbox me, then donate $5. That's it. Because honestly, most people won't, and that just lets you know I don't really need $5, but that lets you know that I'm not on that type of time, because if you got to take it in private, that means it's something you can't say openly. And I'm here to do my work and to meet people that's on the same frequency that I'm on, that's here to raise the frequency on the planet. All that other stuff, that's low chakra shit that I don't have time for. Now, I have met a few cool people. Shout out to Ocean Tide. Shout out to oh God, Joe Curry. Shout out to Purcell, to Queen LML. It's so many of you guys that have showed me love. The page is now reaching 58,000 views a month. Not necessarily on videos and content, but that's how many people are visiting the page. So it's a lot of visibility. Shout out to Peace Sunday, Antonio Smith. There's so many of you guys, and to my old friends and supporters, Kelly, Tiffany Kelly, Ayana Tate, Nikita Cooper, all of y'all. It's just a lot, so I feel real full. So anybody that I forgot, my bad. Oh, Mansa. I gotta give a shout out to Mansa, okay. So and who else? It's some other ones out there. Heath, I think it's Heath. Hope I got the name right. But so I've been working with the color purple. I've been working with Oya Energy. And last night was like a lot. I had decided to pull back because I'd been giving so much time to Facebook and so much time to internet in general, that I just pulled back, and I decided, spirit was like, paint, do your Oya paint. So I did the Oya. I still got the spirit of purple in here. But wow, purple is really intense, you guys. And I do have a copy of my artwork on Facebook. The finished copy I'll show, and then it'll be up for sale if anybody is interested in that Oya energy, Oya painting. It was made with a lot of love and high spiritual vibrations. But working with purple excessively has a tendency to pull you in. It can make you overwhelmed, or now purple is a beautiful color, but dark purples it almost works like red and black, so it became really intense. It was hard for me to, stay focused on the canvas. It was just a lot, so then I started feeling a pull, like literally a pull like this spiritually. And then so I asked another artist, that Antonio, as a matter of fact, and I'm like, you ever had this energy working with purple? Because I never really painted. I painted for 13 hours. As a matter of fact, I finished at 9 o'clock. Oh, y'all number is 9. And I finished at 9 o'clock, and it was a whole lot of things coming up in the frequency of 9 and the frequency of purple. I'm doing calendar work for a client, and I was also working with purple. So anyway, the purple deals with the crown. And so but it just has like a gravitational pull. It can get real, like if you're really into, the spiritual flow of things, or you're just an artist. An artist is very spiritual and connected. So if you're working with colors or something, you'll notice that purple emanates a very strong vibration. I'm speaking of dark purple. And it can leave a restlessness or an anxiety, or it can make you feel like you're going into the abyss or being pulled, similar to black, or even red. But red tends to make you more angry, where purple can make you depressed. Or it didn't make me depressed, but it can. I could see how that can be, right? But anyway, that's what I've been doing. I've been working on purple. I know people are waiting for the readings, so yeah, hold tight, because this is actually going to be a full live, okay? So anyway, purple is this is relevant to what I'm talking about tonight, because purple is the color of wisdom, okay? So this is the year of the snake, and wisdom is also connected to the snake. Wisdom, creativity, and transformation. That's what this whole year is about. So I had left the post earlier today that basically said that people will be revealing themselves. They will have snakes coming, the snakes are snaking. And that's what the name of this live is. The snake is snaking for 2025. The snaking and the faking is happening. The snakes are snaking and faking. So we have to be mindful. Now, there's some very positive developments in this year, the year of the snake. And but this the biggest piece to get about this year is transformational. This is a year of powerful transformation. Now, in the year of the dragon, a lot of these transformations have already started. Now, I would suggest to get the wisdom to listen up. I see people going in and out, but there's some powerful information here. So if you really want to get the information, you have to be patient. Is I am going to do the readings, but before I do the readings, I do my intuitive messages. And just before I get started, because I haven't read for this group yet, all readings are complimentary. These are the readings are free for the collective. Now, if you do have a personal question, something where I have to take energy off the collective and focus on your question, then that would be require a $5 donation. My Cash App is in the description. It's also on the ticker. It should be on the ticker. I didn't even put the ticker on, my bad. But it was on the ticker across the screen. I may can actually put it on now. Y'all give me a moment. Okay, here we go. And you can also pay in $5 intervals on the link to buy a cup of coffee. It is $5 each for each cup. So just depending on how many questions you got. Other than that, just enjoy the live, enjoy the messages coming through, and just vibe with me. Okay. So first off, I want to go ahead and give the years of the year of the snake. So, people that may not know that they're a part of the snake year, I'm gonna give the years that this entails. Okay. And I just want to give thanks to the spirits too, just giving thanks for the energy that's coming through and what I'm about to bring. And I just want to, put that protection energy out there for me, for those that are watching. May all your obstacles and blocks be removed. And yeah, we're about to go ahead and tap in. So let's go with the years first, okay? Because the way it affects the people who are born in the year of the snake is going to be a little bit different, or a lot different than people who are just being affected by this energy, because the snake energy is already snaking. The snake, the force, when you talk about kundalini, when you talk about this surge of energy coming through, some people may actually feel tired because of the transition. But the more and more we get into this snake year, you will begin to feel that energy. And it's not one way or the other. The snake energy is very it's like pouring something out of a bottle. You can feel this subtle energy all around you. Very powerful energy, very powerful. So it's going to magnify the negative or the positive things, or depending on what you decide to tap into. So let's start with the years. If you were born in the year 1905, 1917, 1929, 1941, 1953, 1977, 1989, 2001, 2013, or 2025. That's every 12 years. Then you were born in the year of the snake. Okay, so take that as it resonates. So I wanted to read a little bit of what I channeled before I even get into the cards. And these are channeled messages for those that it apply to. I noticed that I did get, a good amount of feedback on the post this morning about by the end of this day, and not just this day, but the snake energy is revealing itself. There's people that relationships that could have ended already are already in that process. Certain frequencies and things may already be felt. So I wanted to basically tap into that. So in general, um, the wisdom, creativity, transformation, intelligence, intuition, these are the qualities that are the positives of the snake that we're going to be dealing with this year. Now, if you don't like change, transformation could be considered negative, right? But also people moving in sneaky, secretive, cunning, and seductive ways. Okay. And not just seductive ways. At the absolute worst, it's people that's just absolutely ruthless, when we dealing with the opposite end of the snake. But I want to make it clear that all qualities of the snake isn't negative. The qualities of the snake, we use snake medicine in our medicine, in modern medicines and different things. We use the snake energy for It deals with the sexual energy, of course, the life force, creativity, but it's also about keen observation. Because in order to be cunning, in order to be and move a certain way, it is about observing and observation. It's about wisdom, tapping into wisdom. I'm excited about this year because there's going to be medical breakthroughs and just different things that are taking place that are when we tapping into the wisdom. Now, in order to get to the wisdom, you got to get to the spiritual activation. Okay. So that's all encompassed there. But the mask is coming off, and shall I say the skin is coming off. So this is a year of shedding skin. Okay. In this year, we're going to be seeing people in their raw form, because it's like you're going from one way of being into the next. Okay. Now, whether this is good or bad, the skin is definitely coming off. It's all based on how you perceive your feelings towards change. If you like change, or if you don't mind change, or you can roll with the punches, then you're going to be able to benefit a lot from this year. And if you are a person who don't like change, it could be a little bit more difficult for you, and it could probably attract more betrayals because you won't be able to see, so attached to this comfort zone, because some snakes have been around. They've been around you for a long time, right? Some of them have left your life, and some will re-enter. Okay. So if you're a person that gets comfortable, or you uncomfortable with change, prepare to be uncomfortable this year, okay? And if you are a person that knows we got to constantly keep our eyes on the prize, and change is all that we can count on, then yeah, you're in for a adventurous wild ride, but also one of beginning to see and reach your full potential, beginning to see the fruits of your labor. The only thing that can really block people is refusing to change and self-doubt. And some of the signs are stuck in this space of self-doubt and refusing to see the good aspect of the changes that we need to make, because the world around you is already changing, right? So we have to be able, when we talk about frequency shifts and things, we got to be willing and able to go ahead and let go and just allow things to fall away, allow that change to happen, allow information to come in. And one of the things that is really difficult right now is people refuse to let go of outmoded ways of thinking and believing. Now, like I said, yes, I'm into my Orishas, but I'm also into wisdom and knowledge in general. I've studied many different schools of thought, just like many of you have, but some things have to be evolved. And if it don't, you will get stuck. Part of being a conscious outcast is embracing spiritual liberation in general. I hear people get on my feeds and talk about all of this, and you ain't supposed to do this, and that's against this, and that's the draconians and all of these other things. Whatever that is, you got to stay true to what you believe in, but don't get lost in the sauce, because the main thing people need to be focusing on, not no damn aliens, is your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Really, your mindset. Because in order to navigate through the mysteries and all of these other things that's taking place, and not just aliens, not to even attack that, because I study the draconians too. I study all of that stuff. But right now, what we're dealing with is self-transformation. We can worry about all of these other things, and there's another group of people that's constantly spiritually bypassing, want to convince you like not to deal with your inner stuff, not to deal with that black sheep stuff. They want you to continue to, oh, just elevate, or oh, just put it behind you. But people are really working through things. So even though we do need to put certain things behind us, you can't just throw it behind you, because it becomes a frequency that you're still carrying. We need to resolve whatever it is, and then you can put it behind you if you want to say. There won't be nothing to put behind you. It's nothing. It's decimated, right? So excuse me. So a lot of things, we just have to work in our own time, and but just not be afraid to let it go. And when I say work in our own time, nobody can put a limit or tell you how to grieve or how to heal. And there's a lot of people that have been broken to their core. All of our experiences are not the same. And there's people who have been broken to the core, but they choose to operate in ways that they don't never deal with it, but they just have this certain anger and air and coldness and hardness to themselves. Those people are not going to be good for the impacts, okay? A lot of these changes are going to come in through in families and friend circles. It's even going to be on Facebook circles as well, okay? Um, and I said what I said. I was using that as an example about certain things that we don't need to waste all our time on. People can deal with whatever they want to deal with, but at the end of the day, It's about the energy that you're bringing out into the world. It's about, well, like when I even brought up what I brought up, it was because shout out to Ancient Angel, because I didn't mention his name. He do a lot of bills on you know, talking about different things and stuff that are actually it's helpful. But then he came onto my post and said something about, do you know the origins of tarot cards? Look, I know the origins of tarot cards. I've been reading for 25 years. So I don't need to hear all of that, whatever, whatever. If it's something that you're not for, then, it's a simple fix. But at the end of the day, here on the Soljet Healing Community platform, we embrace all kind of schools of thought. We definitely do. Um, we embrace knowledge, and we apply spiritual application to get the wisdom. So if there's something that, I don't care where it comes from, if it's something that can help us to grow, we have to be able to break that rigid way of thinking and embrace it. Anyway, so like I said, whether this is a good or a bad thing, it all comes from um our willingness to change or to stay the same. Okay, but people will act in their true nature, and we can't blame them nor ourselves. People will be coming into who they are for the first time. Some people are coming into who they are for the first time. Okay, they're actually letting go of all of the perceived notions of who they should be, all of the judgments, all of the things that people groomed us and indoctrinated us to be. And now they're going to show up for the first time as themselves, out of their skin. Now, like, again, some people have suppressed their bad nature and pretended to be, like, I'm all love and light. Well, that's going to flip out too, because people are going to be in their nature. So if you're in a darker ilk, then that's what you're going to manifest. That's the kind of energy you're going to bring forth. And people are going to be embracing that. It's like embracing the shadow, right? Now, and other people will be being a better version of themselves. Like when a snake shed his skin, is either going to become out to be a bigger, badder snake, or you're going to be, you can take that in human terms, you can be a better version of yourself, you know? Um, so these enemies that I've been picking up that I was speaking about this morning, they're coming in two different forms. Okay. So my pineal gland is overstimulated, you guys. Um, So the first form is they're coming up as a past review. These are people who have always been um kind of like been around you, or they've been like longtime enemies, or people that could have been once good with you and they turned into enemies. Take it as it resonates. These are people that you could have even distanced yourself from long ago because of the low-key hate or the frequencies and vibrations that you feel in these individuals, right? So you chose to distance yourself. So this energy I feel coming from family, friends, and mostly like ex-spouses, right? The people who would try to position themselves back into your life for a final attack. So some people are coming back as this year is changing to do a final attack, to see if they can take you down, if they can invade your life, invade your privacy, put you back into the mindset that you've broken. All of the healing that we've been doing since 2020 and 2019 as a collective and as individuals, people want to put you back to sleep. They want to put you back to sleep with religion. They want to put you back to sleep with old ways of thinking. They want to put you back to sleep with addictions and different things that we fight with as humans. Want to make you feel like what you're thinking or what the kind of things you're processing isn't, it's not sane. It's you crazy, or you out there, right? But at this point, all of that stuff is being dissolved. So you have a choice now, and if there is no one that can limit you but ourselves. This is the time to stand up, to take our power. The snake is about power as well, right? Powerful transformations. Sometimes this do look like fallouts. Sometimes this do look like jealousy being exposed, and people's motivations and true motivations. And you have to cut that at the head, period, right? I told y'all this was a midnight hour live. So y'all might as well just get comfortable. For those who this message is for, relax, chill, get your blunt, your drink, whatever you do. Your incense, your candles, and let's just get into it. Now, that's one group of the enemies. And these enemies, like I said, people have been dealing with these forever, but they're going to come back in some kind of way. Some of these, like I said, will come back as a girlfriend, as a boyfriend, as cousins, as siblings, as Family members you no longer deal with as friends and associates. You know, some of them, for some people, I'm hearing coworkers. Now, not that's not a big amount, but for some people, it could be old coworkers coming back that never had your back or never, had your best. But these people are coming again in order to invade this new frequency that you're on. They're wanting to hold on as the skin is coming off. They're trying to hold on to what's familiar. And most of these people are people that don't want to change. They've accepted things as it is. They have chosen to not improve their lives, to not be anything but disruptors. It's easier to create chaos energy than it is to elevate. Okay. So those you have to watch. Now, group two is as you shed your skin, of course, we're attracting new people. We're attracting new people. We're at an elevated level, right? Um, as you shed your skin, there's going to be people that's going to continue to slither in. You know, these people, they want to slither in on a good opportunity. They see something you may be bringing or something you may be doing, and they want to come in either for the opportunity to bring you down, and some are sent by other monitoring spirits who are mad that you called them out. Now, so they got other people doing a dirty work. These could be people you already blocked, and they sending these people in to send you friend requests and to monitor you, right? So it's very important that we stay spiritually protected, prayed up, blessed up, and all those other things, right? Like right now, they got some clown sending me a message while I'm on live. Like, why would you be in my inbox and you see me on live instead of just coming into the live? And yes, I call them a clown because that's very clownish when you see me doing something and you could just be a part of the live instead of being having your own agenda in the inbox. But like I said, monitoring spirits, right? So anyway, you called out these monitoring spirits, so they sending in the clowns. Just what I said. Just what I said. They had to send in the clowns, send in the flying monkeys, and they sent these people in to do their dirty work. So be mindful, and you got to take this message, take it as it resonates, but take it seriously for those that it resonate with, because this is where you can end up running into the ruthless snake. Okay, because these ones are waiting on the proper time to. Please don't. If you're watching this live or going through the system, the scrolling or whatever, don't send me no inbox messages. If you send me an inbox message while I'm on this live stream, you will be blocked. Period. That's it. Because I've already said don't do that. Okay. And I ain't heard my Cash App go off, so nobody should be sending me messages. Period. Okay. There's no reason to pay attention or move on. Anyway, that's what I'm talking about though. They're already at work. That's how I see it. Anybody distracting you or disturbing your flow, that's those spirits that I'm speaking to right now, right? Anyway, you got people that's on an assignment, so you got to watch these new people closely. New people that come in, check out their motivation. You got to vet them. Because they're coming in, like I said, for opportunities. So you vet them and you vet their motivations. Now, this isn't saying that we don't need to embrace new people, because part of changing the frequency is embracing these new energies. It is making new friends and people that's going to come in and help you, and collaborators and all of that, right? But what I am saying is new people, you got to really have your soul and spirit GPS on, okay? Because there's people that's coming in disguise. There's people coming in disguise to stop the elevation or try to stop it. And this is the same thing as group one. The agenda is all the same, whether they're in group one or group two, whether they're old people or new people. Please take this take this message as it resonates. But again, take it seriously, because I'm dead ass serious. I've been, people been calling me. I've been doing counter work. I had so much stuff going on in my own life, and I have been at war. March was a war month. March was a war month. This year has had intense energy, moments of peace and solace, but a lot of hard frequencies. So again, it says just let me see where I'm at. I apologize. I was speaking to checking people motivations. Also, we must make sure we are not moving like that. Now, that's very important. Make sure you're not moving in a snaky way, because if you are on any level, being shady, being greedy, over charging people, not delivering, scamming, lying, whatever you doing, cheating, and take cheating as it resonates, because I'm not here to judge. Whether that's in a relationship, cheating your friend, cheating your customers, whatever it is, you are going to attract more of those people, and you will be the ones that will be betrayed. Because, hey, Tweedledee, Tweedledum. If that's the energy you're bringing out, that's the energy that's coming back to you, especially this year, okay? Now, on the flip side, sometime we need to use trickery and cunning. You heard me. I said sometime we have to use trickery and cunning and secret moves to outwit the devil, okay? Sometimes we got to use trickery and cunning and secretive moves to outwit the devil. That means even some of those monitoring spirits, whether they the new group or the old group that's coming back, because that's the whole deal. In order to beat the devil, or to beat these energies that are trying to beat you, sometimes you got to throw them left and right, because they are very persistent and they don't stop. They don't stop. That's why you got to cut them at the root. You can't even give them a little bit. Okay, and that's pretty much all I wanted to say on what I channeled. Give thanks, and I'm gonna go ahead and get into these reads. Okay, and I know that was kind of a long intro, and again, shout out to all my folks. I'm not trying to attack nobody. I love you guys, from that space. I can't say I love everybody, because then that wouldn't be real. But I love my supporters and the people that I do support. I give thanks for the energy. Also, I just want to, I guess what I'm trying to say, because I'm not singling nothing or nobody. I don't want to do that. But don't come and judge me for things you don't fully understand. And if there is something that don't, not just don't judge me, don't judge nobody. We have to get to a place where, if you, especially if you got a limited way of thinking, and you just feel like those rules apply to everybody and all of that. I feel the most important thing to our people right now, all of that other knowledge is good, but I don't need to jump on the bandwagon and just be like, oh, I'm gonna just teach EFI online, or oh, I want to teach about aliens, or oh, I'm only gonna talk about pyramids. All of that's good. They got 1,000, a million people doing and talking about that. What I want to talk about is mental and spiritual liberation, and how we can cleanse ourselves and raise the frequency on the planet and bring all of the light we can muster up on this mug, right? But also embracing our darkness so that that can be healed and brought into the light, okay? So some of us have come from dark places and spaces. I want to send a shout out to my boy. How could I forget? My boy Sean Jordan, for sure. You know, Sean Jordan. He said he liked the song Elevate, so I'm gonna have to throw that in the mix. Yeah, let me. I know I've been talking a minute. And everybody don't have long attention spans. so so let's see what we got here. And I'm gonna go ahead and shake these cards up and start the messages for the collective, okay? If you guys are still tapped in. I see people going in and out. So I know it's late. I must got a bunch of old people on my page. Must got a whole bunch of tired people on my page. Y'all sleep already? I don't have no midnight owls. And look, and when I say old, I'm not talking about age, because some people got old spirits. Some people just tired when they young, right? I'm older than some of the people sleeping right now, okay? But anyway, so let me see what we got here. What we got here. Tell me what you see when you look at that big. Okay, so the first thing that's coming out is Temperance. So I'm already picking up Sagittarius energy. I'm gonna pull this back some so I can use. I need some space. Oh wow, we got a lot of already a few. We got majors, 2 major cards. And this is the first collective message to get this started. The live is called The Snakes Are Snaking, right? The Snakes Are Snaking. I'm already seeing betrayals. One of the betrayals could actually be it could be a Pisces that's involved. Rather the Pisces is getting betrayed, or the Pisces have betrayed somebody. This could have something to do with a Sagittarius and a Pisces, rather than a relationship or friendship. This could just be energies that are separately also dealing with this with another sign, also earth sign energy. I'm picking up Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Okay, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. And this is it's coming up as a woman's energy. But there's somebody also waiting to be waiting on a message about money. Okay. For some people, this is long delays. It feel like you've been waiting on this thing for something to happen for a long time. It's like a stuck energy here. That's the first thing I'm picking up, delays with people. So those delays are going to be coming to an end. Some of you guys are actually going to be getting the word on the job, getting the word on improvements. Some of you been struggling these last couple of months or for however long. I'm picking up just, recent struggles where you could have even, some people could be overspending or overindulging, or you have some extra things or financial expenses that's come up. And the Queen of Pentacles is telling you to be mindful, have that budget, look at what you're spending, but the money will come back in, like the job or whatever you're looking for. But it's telling you not to waste. Another energy for the year of the snake is people overindulging. Sometimes the snake can be greedy. You know how fast it consumes things, right? Some people I'm picking up, a lot of male energy here. I'm picking up air, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I'm also picking up fire kings, the king of wands. That's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Business deals could be done between air and fire. This can also be an authority figure that you may have to answer to. This could be like people in the workplace. These are powerful men, but I'm also picking up competition. You could be in competition with a air or fire sign. If a woman is watching, you could be dating two men, or it could be two men after your affection, and one is air and one is fire. Okay, and it shows the competition in here. I'm picking up heavy on Leo energy. Leos could be in competition with an air sign. It could be like some kind of a battle going on between. I'm picking up Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, along with Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Okay, major stuff going on with that. Now, this could have once, what I'm picking up for some, take it as it resonates. This looks like this could have been a group collaboration, but it may be like that pick a side thing now. Now, if you aren't those signs, this is the energy you're still in. It's hella masculine, so it could be a lot of air in the chart. But it is like some crossroad. I'm also picking up this could be like in groups and organizations. Sometimes it's time to split. You can't stay with the group no more. Y'all could have been working on a podcast. You could be like in a rap group, or this could be like a producer and you are the entertainer, or just however it goes. If this is in a corporate arena, the same thing. But this does show where two people have different ideas about what they want to do. I'm picking up somebody that could possibly be an engineer. That's why I said whether that's a sound engineer or whatever type of engineer you are. But it does speak to someone that is in that field, being an engineer or needing an engineer, something about an engineer. You have to fire the engineer. But this was once a tight alliance between two males that is now starting to go bad, and it's over a power struggle. Now, one more scenario that just came into my mind is that for some of you, you and the other male will be fighting against other people. Yeah, it's like a battle. If this was like, some street stuff, I would definitely say that this is like a war or some type of like a gang fight, but they also have like street battles and turf wars and different things like that. This is energy where two bosses come together, but two bosses is only can be one boss of this block or whatever this is, whatever this business is. Somebody may feel like that in the industry they're in, whatever that industry is, that you are at a crossroads. It could also be somebody that's making it harder for you to do something, like if you got a boss at work, or um for some people, if you're a younger person, this could also be authority figures. Like I said, some of you guys are on probation, dealing with probation stuff. Yeah, it could be where somebody was trying to put you back in jail. Um, I'm also seeing a writer, somebody that writes. They could write books. It says preserving knowledge and information. Somebody could be taking notes or doing something that has to do with writing. You may be wanting to write your first book this year. And that can also be with some of the conflicts that are coming in. And I'm seeing a poet. This is like an MC. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and tell it. Now we got the poet, we got the writer, and we got the engineer. So what I am picking up is things on projects. Like people that have studios or some type of a group or something like that where there could be some type of a conflict. You know, music and all of that stuff is already competitive anyway, but that is what I'm seeing. Um, yeah, so we talking about the snakes of snaking. Be mindful. It could be somebody also trying to run off with your ideas or trying to take credit for your ideas. Some people could be in situations where they're not getting paid for what they've created. Now, I don't want to limit this to just music, but I am seeing some type of productive thing. Like it could be a poetry book that somebody wanted to put out and write. Um, Also, yeah, just collaborations that may have some, yeah, the collaborations are coming to a some type of a change. Now, for those that are still teamed up together again, you're gonna be battling against other people. You know, you're teaming up on that. But what I really, really strongly see and feel is two men or two guys that might have once been friends or y'all competition in some kind of way, and now that's coming to an head. Y'all could have worked together. This is more like for business, you know, more like activities. It could be a group or something of that sort. So I'm gonna get off of that. It resonates. Let's see what else comes up. I'm picking up heavy Leo energy. Leo's in the house, okay? I don't know what these Leos have going on, but let me see what else comes out. And these are just quick collective reads. I'm about to look at some other aspects shortly. And I should have started earlier, you guys, but it was like distraction after distraction. So like I said, I figured that possibly some of my clients had a lot of distractions or not my clients, I'm sorry, the audience, people that would be watching me on live. So I said, well, you know, that may be a sign. So I'm picking up Cancer energy coming in, Cancer energy. It's a lot of things that seem like gatekeeping or closed, something that's closed. Now, in the Cancer energy here, I'm also seeing Capricorn, which is the opposite of Cancer. And so there could be a battle here between a Cancer and a Capricorn also. Um, you're wanting to move forward, but the Capricorn energy could be closed or vice versa. I'm also seeing car stuff. Somebody could be a mechanic or work on cars. You may need to get your car fixed. It could be also like an altercation between a mechanic and um you and the mechanic, or vice versa, the mechanic and the customer if you're the mechanic. Okay. But it does show also something coming to an end. Okay, this is the end of a cycle, the end of a relationship. Um, the end of a period where you might have not even been able to move forward. Some of you guys couldn't afford to get the car fixed, or you couldn't afford to buy a car. So you've been blocked with that. But and it's honestly, it could be somebody that was blocking you or taking your money in some kind of way, like something that was draining the money so you couldn't afford to move forward. Now, like I said, for some of you guys, this is a car. Some of you been trying to get things going with a car, you feel stuck. But take that same energy and move it to our life. And some people been having blocks where no matter what they do, they feel stuck. They don't know which way to go. It's just like an energy that's not moving. So for some of you, it's not always other people's fault while we're not moving forward. Some of you definitely have to let go and get out of your comfort zone of being too rigid. And again, I spoke to this on one of my shorts. Sometimes you block the blessing by blocking the blessing. You know, people now, it's time to really, really explore the inner world of ourselves, because if you don't understand the inner world, whatever religion you believe, whatever school of thought, and that's where I be getting to. People can argue all day about politics. That's all I mean about getting caught in certain topics and ideologies and stuff, because we can argue all day about different things that we don't even know about, that we're just speculating about. You have no proof about. You just read it in the book or seen it on TikTok, but you haven't done the science on it. You haven't done the spiritual application. So we need to start to examine some of these things that we believe and that we look at as truths. We need to start examining it. And if it's too, if it's not, if it's unable to be examined, if it's unable to be examined, is it worthy or worth even putting your whole heart and believing in it? Because anything that you choose to believe as a human being, as a living, moving human being, it needs to be examined, or it not needs to be. I feel it needs to be. But for those that, I don't want to say it, so I'm gonna say it It should be. It should be able to be. That should be understandable, right? So nobody should force any type of belief on some people as the undisputable, disputable truth. And if so, then you a sheep. You are a sheep. You are scary. It's cowardice, because at some point we got to do the work, right? You got to remove the block to get to the blessing. And I don't mean to come hard like that, but we at war when it comes to those kind of things, because the people that I'm talking about that reveal themselves, most of them are afraid. The people that are trying to manipulate you and stand asleep, these are the scary people of the planet. These are the people that are the control freaks. These are the people that's scared of their own damn shadow. These are the people with the big mouths, but the bark is ain't about nothing. The bite ain't about nothing. I mean, they got the big bark and the little bite. These are people that don't even know what's real. They'll sit here and argue a point, and they don't even do anything to edify their spirit or to edify their way of thinking. They'll just stay stuck in these spaces, and from this old way of thinking or some new information you got, and you never even examined it. You haven't done the science on it. So how would you know that that's the unrefutable, disputable truth? You don't know. You're acting from a space of fear, control, and stagnation, because it's stagnating the planet. It's it's causing issues. Okay, now these messages are for somebody. I don't, I'm going by what spirit is leading me to do tonight. And this whole spiritual war that we're in, or this whole battle with between the higher and lower, I was told that the people that will be tapped into my live, whether you're watching a replay or watching it now, um it's important for us to focus on those three lower chakras. We put a lot of energy as spiritual people, the ones that are working with spiritual work and spiritual energy. We put a lot of energy into the upper chakras, right? We want to elevate our mind and our crown, and all of that's great. But what we're getting looped in, when you're talking about fighting between higher and lower, your higher self and your lower self, that's those chakras, those energy centers, the spaces that lower our frequency more into a dense place, being contained or stuck on planet Earth, right? And what I mean by stuck, I don't want to say stuck on planet Earth, because we are on Earth, we live on Earth, but I'm speaking to just being stuck in the material world, stuck in a space of not being able to get past the old habits, the old traumas, all of these other things that we have going on. Um, I've been dealing with Oya energy, so some of my words may come across hard. Like I said, for those that I shouted out and those that I really cut for. Oh, also shout out to Fasa Fasa. As I remember, I'm gonna say your name now. But the Oya energy is about change, and we just need to put it out there and quit playing patty cake with people, because if you're not feeling it, then we need to get the right people so we can get to our soul tribes. It's just that simple. Some people are really needing rest. Okay, some may fall ill. There could be somebody ill already. You could be caring for an elderly family member. It could be, I'm picking up father or uncle energy. It could be grandfather for some people. And then again, I'm picking up a water sign that's coming from they're going into recovery. There's some water signs that's actually healed from some kind of long term. It could be depression, some type of illness that had you debilitated. For some of you, it's just resetting and getting a peace of mind. But this is like big. Um, Dreams are more vivid. Some people are dreaming. Some of you guys are thinking about becoming some type of spiritual leader. Um, mm, some people are just changing their lives. I'm seeing habits being kicked. Some people will stop drinking, changing their diets and stuff. We did start off with the temperance, and the temperance is doing it in moderation. Yeah, I see a lot of male energy. So I know I got a lot of males on my page. That is facts. Power comes up. Um, I see Aries, and we are in Aries season right now. I'm also picking up military energy. Some people could be in the military, was in the military. Um, you could be going to the VA to get this healing and stuff. Some people literally are going to the VA, um, and getting this healing that's needed. I'm also seeing somebody getting what they want. Okay, this is a person that is getting what they want. Now, this is separate from the healing card. Some of you are literally manifesting things, and those manifestations are going to come true at this time if you stay focused. It's telling you to apply the structure. You're almost there. Some people are really almost there. And if there is a dream where something came through, pay attention to it because it's showing you about what's going to manifest next. Okay. Some of this stuff is like some people, this energy is going to be changing within 4 hours to 4 days. It can also deal with the 4th, like May 4th. It can also deal with 4 hours, 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock, May 4th. Yeah. Okay. Big time. Let's see what else. I'm gonna pull from some other decks. Just see what it is. I'm not gonna stay on here too long. I know I started late, like I said, so I hope that whoever's supposed to catch this message about the snakes and about betrayal and about just watching who we are letting in or letting back into our circles. Definitely the letting back in, because once a snake, always a snake. Okay, so just being very careful with that energy and the new snakes that come in as well. I see a king, somebody that got the king energy coming through. Um, some of you may have to mediate for two sides, and I also saw that with the king of swords and the king of wands, which is, like I said, fire and air signs, or people that just have maybe a lot of that in their chart. um yeah, I'm seeing a lot of males that are maybe, like I said, doing business or um mm, yeah, a lot of male energy. It could be male organizations, um church people. Yeah, then I see exorcists, Lord. Some people may really need that exorcist. They may be exorcising demons and stuff. Some people do need to get cleansing. Some people are thinking about seeing shamans. Some are becoming shamans. But it says this is somebody also on the dark side of it. It's the fear of facing your own demons, which we've been talking about. You might as well just allow the skin to come off. And if you're not going to do the inner work, and see, that's where all of that judgment comes from. Oh, you're not supposed to do that. I got the knowledge of this, that, and the third, and no, that's the this. Full work on yourself. Start with yourself. Self-control is the highest form of control. So if you're seeing, something you don't like, maybe you need to change some things about yourself instead of trying to judge other people. I'm here to bring collective messages and energies. And of course, I got, certain things that I follow. I have, my uh morals and things that I definitely, but it does not have to infringe on other people's free will. This is when you're getting into so-called bad witchcraft or just being in the Jezebel spirit, not allowing people to choose. Even God give you free will, so why does man feel like they have to take people's free will away from them? It just, it's too much. Those kind of people, you're gonna have the hardest transits. The people that can understand fluidity and have the ability to really go inside and talk to the spirit and talk to your higher self. Spirit is your higher self. And for those of you who don't believe in spookism, when I say spirit from a metaphysical standpoint, unless you're an atheist, I'm speaking of energy. I'm speaking of consciousness, not some mystery God and all of that. I just want to put that out there too. So maybe a few people that's feeling a way about what I'm saying, but just try to understand it, try to understand it. I'm not, wanting to say anything negative, but at this stage and as long, okay, I'm 45 years old and I've been in the community or just on my journey since I was about 16. So yes, I've seen a lot of things. I've had rigid views and things that I don't want to let go of, and especially if you really feel that is right. Some people, they really have the best intentions, so they're not out to be, messed up to other people. Look at this. So we just was talking about this, these rigid patterns and morals. This is what spirit wanted me to look at. And I told y'all the other day, I used to want to be a nun, and there's nothing wrong with taking that time to discipline yourselves, but it's like people don't worry about discipline themselves. They want to discipline everybody else. That's that scapegoat energy. When I talk about that, Jesus and the devil both holds the scapegoat for people that don't want to deal with their own shadow. And I don't care about people not being able to do shadow work. That's on them. But for those over here that's sitting with me, elevating, people that's already elevating on their own paths, doing whatever they're doing, then the shadow must be looked at. You can't go no further than your shadow. Think about that. You can't elevate no higher than your shadow because the shadow gonna prevent you from getting to your highest potential. Duh. Okay, some people got the Midas touch right now. Everything you touch gonna turn to gold this year. It may be turning into gold now. Okay, some people literally got the Midas touch frequency. That's the same as the Lady Luck frequency. Okay, so your finances will be improving. Those that have the Midas touch. Or and now for other people, it take money to make money. Some of y'all are just cheapskates. Don't want to invest in yourself, don't want to invest in your business, don't want to invest in ads, just want to get the shortcut. And we're not doing shortcuts. They got too many people that want to cut the line. And I had to kind of wake up to that just a couple of months ago with people coming in with all of these agendas, and it's not serving me at all. It's always what you can get from me. I want you to do this, or can you do that? And I'm not with it. Cat energy come up, people being catty. You may have a pet cat, something that comes up with cat intuition. Um, I'm also seeing dentists. Some people needing dental work. Please don't ignore that. The dental work is real strong in the field, okay? Some of your babies are growing their first tooth and losing teeth, okay? So I don't know if y'all do the tooth fairy thing. Y'all so conscious. But this is saying pay attention to your health, your dental health. Okay, let me pull this back a little bit. Told you I'm gonna have to adjust it as needed. Okay. Now again, like I said, I also see king energy. This is somebody who is going to be a benevolent leader. This is about leadership, people taking leadership positions. This could be on a job. You could be actually being promoted to being a manager. Okay. And again, these are collective reads, so they're not just stuck or designated to one particular sign or anything like that. I'm gonna pull another charm for king and see what comes out with that. A penny. The king of pennies. Now this could actually literally be at a bank. The copper could also represent something to you. For some of you who are into the indigenous people, embracing that part of ourselves, then you could be some type of a leader in for the copper colored people, or a representative or a spokesperson. I'm also picking up a cactus. So I'm picking up Arizona. I'm picking up Mexico. Could be people that's from Mexico, people that's from North Texas, also Arizona. I'm picking up cactus. Now, handle the cactus with care, because even though the cactus have all of these thorns and stuff like that, it still have nutrients, water and stuff that can nurture you inside, right? During the parches, driest places on earth, you stumble upon a cactus. Now, that's a reality. I live in Texas. We do actually have cactuses in parts of Texas. And I'm sure so that could also deal with Texas. Okay. I'm hearing yucca or yucca, the yucca plant, right? We also have that. That's actually Native American, or if you want to say the original people, but that's not original people, I'm sorry, those that are native to America. Um, as is being explained to me. Okay. I'm still learning. The learning never stops. We were told a lot of different things, but I am picking up heavy on tribal energy, tribe leaders. This could also be in Africa. It's not limited. Not the cactus part. Okay, now dealing with the cactus, before I forget, the energy I also picked up with cactus energy is some of us have to be that cactus. A lot of us have goodness inside. You're very abundant. You have things that you can offer, nourish to people, and it's not always financial. But the cactus, the thorns or the pins on the cactus or the needles or whatever it's called, that's your protection. And you may have to move like that in this year of the snake. Isn't snakes found in deserts and stuff? When we find snakes, they're in deserts a lot of times, not most of the time. They got garden snakes, different kind of snakes, but a lot of times snake energy does appear in the desert. Some of you guys again may live in those spaces, and if you do live in places like Arizona, you already know snakes literally be getting in people's houses. Sometime. I'm picking up a message also. A message will be coming to you, and this could be from, let's see who the message is coming from for some people. This message can come through an email, it can come through a phone call, it can come through word of mouth or gossip, but this is a message coming through. Um, and let's see what surrounds the messages, because it's different people that's going to be watching the live. So this message for some people, like I said, the deal is going to go through fine. For some of you guys, you are going to be leveling up with the Midas touch. Okay. And honestly, a lot of people that are Sagittarius with heavy placements in Jupiter, Geminis, those in particular are signs that are going to, that literally can get with the Midas touch. Now, there is a person who is not honest. He's a false flatterer and a word wizard. Okay, so be mindful for people that's making um, the get rich quick schemes. They got plans and ideas. Make sure you get the full facts before investing money, because some of you guys are coming into people that have that fast talking mouth. They word wizards. They false flatterers. Okay, for some of you guys, you will be going on vacation soon. Messages about vacation. Now, the false flatterer may be the one that's carrying the tales of gossip or the things that may get back around to you. Like I said, some people you got to cut off. They be bitter because they don't have your energy no more. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Knowledge Born. I resent you for ruining the celebration. Yeah, I know who watching, different people watching. I resent you for ruining the celebration. Some of y'all need to let that go, and some of you won't let it go. Somebody could have ruined a date, a party. They could have ruined whatever plan y'all were planning, like could have backed out or just something changed. And you are could be blamed, or you could be blaming somebody else for ruining a celebration. Um, Now, bicycle also comes up, and some of y'all may be on the bike. Some of you may need to ride the bike to get where you gotta go. Um, yeah, but it's something with bicycle is also coming up. Also, I'm seeing somebody who may want to know this answer. The reason why your person is not dealing with you is because they're back with their ex. They're back with their ex, whether that's a girl or a boy. Take it as it resonates. Okay, these people are back with their exes. Now, let me see any other messages that about that with the messenger or the bird. Um, the messenger or the bird. So one of the messages, like I said, will be about news on business deals that you've been waiting on, things that are coming through. Some people are not scrupulous in business and they're fast talkers, so be mindful for that. Okay. That's not for everybody. For some of you guys, the business deal is literally going through. Now, somebody could literally have a good deal and still be a word wizard, so make sure you read the fine print, okay? This is asking people for the courage to push through. Some of you guys have been through some crazy stuff. Um, this is female energy. We have the strength, the courage card, which deals with Leo, or the lion card, or the strength. And then we have the inner voice, which is the high priestess. It's the intuition. So this is speaking to following your inner voice. And also for those of you who refer to the woman as the wisdom, you may want to listen to wisdom, listen to your wisdom, especially if you chose her to be your wisdom. It means she must have something valid to share, okay? Yeah. Some people, the relationship didn't work, or, you have to get out the dream so you can live. You have to get out the fantasy to truly live the dream. And this is sad for some cases because, like I said, I'm picking up, when we're talking about inner voice, we're talking about Pisces energy, we're talking about Virgo energy. The courage card deals with Leo. And now we're coming into this 6 of Cups. So this is nostalgia. Like I said, I'm picking up some strong energies that I'm not going to put on blast, but I can feel. Okay. For some of you guys, somebody wants to like apologize. Some of you guys may be feeling, especially if I'm speaking to men, you may be feeling a heavy burden because you did throw away a relationship, or you overshot yourself and promised something that you couldn't deliver. You could have been in a rebound relationship that you really end up liking the person, and then your ex came back, or you went back to your ex. For some people it's that. For others of you, it's not being able to make a choice. And so you had, some of you might have been married, like I said in art. I didn't say that. I said going back with the ex. But this is actually someone that could have also been married and the wife found out, so the relationship ends. Some young ladies, some women who have young lady energy are waiting for someone to return, waiting on a dream to be fulfilled. And I'm gonna just be honest with you, that dream may never come to pass. Okay, let me pull a card over the dream for those that may be waiting on a relationship where you are in a third party situation. That is not gonna manifest for everybody. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Yeah, this person that they left you for is the gold digger. That's who they wanted. They wanted the gold digger. They could have also went with a person that's rolling out their account. Like this could be some men who deal with, they could be the gold digger, and it was better for them financially to be with this other person. Okay. Either way, it's a money arrangement. Okay. Versus what you guys had. Somebody's also spying. So even though this person is in this other situation, they still spying on you. It could also be that person's spouse that still feel jealous that because this person still got feelings for you. They just couldn't give it all to you. And for the man, you may still have feelings for a certain young lady or woman or whatever it was, an ex, um, or somebody that was a rebound during that period, and you couldn't do it. Somebody going all through your phone and stuff. So for some of you guys that haven't been busted yet or that the person don't know, be mindful because there is someone like actively looking through your stuff. They're going through your phone. They may have the code on your phone or just whatever. So just be careful. The snakes are snaking and shaking. Some people got little pets. Now, some people look at their, boo thing or woman or whatever, not they main, I guess, but they looking at them as like pets. Like, I got a new pet. So some people are treating you a certain way, and they will be back because they got something new right now, like a new shiny toy. But that's up to you if you want to deal with that because the person is like kind of being selfish. Okay. Now, some of y'all in y'all favorite relationships, the poly relationships, we got participation here. Okay. So some of you guys may have lovers, men, husbands, whoever, that now want you to partake in this relationship with the other people. Also, they may ask you to join their relationship. I mean, that's what it is for some people. It's not for me, but for some people. You know, you may already be wondering why you the outsider. The person could have not even told you about the other person. Okay, for those who deal with in those kind of relationships, but to clear things out as the skin is shedding, the betrayal to you may be this person he want multiple wives, or the person wants multiple husbands. Take it as it resonates, but that's what it is. And in the Black community, that's the shit they on right now. Many of them. They can't even deal with one woman, but they want 10, 5, 3. That's again, like I said, that if it works for you, then do it. But you can't just push all that. I had somebody on my page pushing this shit every single day. And I thought it was crazy work that this dude is every bit of 65 and you worrying about a poly relationship? What you looking for? A staff of nurses or something, fool? You can't even deal with one relationship. Let's be real. Let's be so for real right now, okay? Now, if you got it like that and you can, pimp on, or whatever it is. And for those that understand the system and that's how you live, then that's a beautiful thing. But I just wanted to warn whoever that is, you may be pushed, or that may be the information that comes out through that high priestess is that the person wants to be in a poly relationship. And that's been the deal. So that's up to you. They got somebody that left somebody because they thought they had a baby for somebody else. That ain't even your baby. That ain't even your baby. They got somebody lying about a child. So I would definitely say get a test. And some of you guys already know that. When I talked about group one and that group where they already know you and you know them and you distance them for whatever reason and that energy gonna come back creeping in, that's all in that too. Somebody using a baby. They could have been milking you. Let me not go there. I don't want nobody to choke nobody, but I'm already picking it up. Somebody also, they could be asking, to help with rent. The rent increase is too much for me. Some people really are having a rent increase that's too much. They are having bills that's a little bit more expensive. Child, I know, okay? So so I got two things going on here. With the rent increase is too much for me, is also telling you to make before making a purchase, do your math. I already said people got to watch the spending. If you want to be on top, if you want to be that king, some people don't know how to manage their money. So it's something that somebody's thinking about really putting some money into. It could even be a side hustle that you're thinking about investing in. It's just telling you before you do this, before you take that vacation, before you invest in that business, make sure you're doing your math. Okay. For some people, you may not know the rent increase is coming up. Okay. For others, you do know. Okay. Before you sign that lease again, do your math if that's even affordable for you, right? For others of you, you will be able to pay the rent. You will be able to do the trip or whatever it is you want to do because it's also telling you that you can turn a hobby into cash. Some of this is already working out for some people. Like certain hobbies you have, certain things that you don't think nothing of, that's actually your money. So if you got money that's short or you want to increase your money, you have to tap into that dormant energy. Real grinders and real hustlers know that. You got to keep so many pots going sometimes. You got to keep all the pots going like earth signs. You got to hustle like a Virgo. You got to hustle like a Capricorn, like a Taurus, like a Aries, like a Gemini. You gotta get your grind on, Even Cancers, people that's on their grind. I said some, not all, right? Them Leo hustlers. But in real life, they got people that got talents within themselves, even amongst the earth signs. I'm not gonna just say earth signs are always on it, because they're not. Some earth signs, we procrastinate. We have a tendency to procrastinate and procrastinate. So while you sit here thinking like, how I'm gonna make this happen, you already got the potential within you if you would just go ahead and make that move. Okay. Shout out to Sean Jordan again, speaking to a hobby that he likes, which deals with engineering or electronics. Go for it. Go for it. Um, that's something that you shouldn't put on the back burner. It's something that you actually should do. See, because it could bring you a lot of money. This is what I'm talking about. Lots of money. The kind of money that y'all dreamed of. The kind of money that allow you to not work a job. And for some people, like I said, these groups, whether it's through relationships or just a team of hustlers, a team of people, a team of family, you're gonna make a lot of money this year. I'm seeing people that have family businesses or businesses with solid people. The money gonna be money. And when I say solid people, because there is dysfunction in some of these groups, but solid as in we work well together, we're able to create and make money. What's up, DJ Oak Ninja? Thank you for tapping in with me. But yeah, I see the money in here. So, and it is all based on loyalty. Some of this stuff is going to be able to bring you generational fulfillment. This is the year for that. And what's allowing it is because we are in the year of the snake, so it allows that transformation for you to shed that skin and become who you need to be at your highest potential. That's why dealing with the shadow is important, and cutting off the people that are going to be trying to creep back in. It's all about putting that, hard work. Hard work pays off. This is also about self-improvement and making improvements. So when you know that you can improve on certain things, be real with yourself. Don't be like, she said I can't sing, but I know I can sing. No, you can't. You may need lessons. If 1,000 people telling you that that's not working, and you see it's not working or producing. And not that you got to listen to 1,000 people, but yeah, it's like on this frequency, certain things need to change. And you can't keep doing it the same way you've been doing it if you're trying to get to the bag for real. If that means taking classes, if that means taking tutorials online, if it means just practicing your craft, this is what's going to get you ahead. Like for real. I'm talking about hidden talents, making the hobby work because failure is not an option. I'm talking about nose to the grind. This is that year where you can really come up. And like I said, the only people that's not coming up this year, the only signs that stuck is the ones that are doubting themselves. They're doubting radical trust for the spirit. That just like, oh, nothing never good happens for me. Well, that's what you manifesting, right? So this talks about people that have jobs in communication. You could be a speaker, a writer. Is putting your stuff out there. Some of you guys could be DJs. Look, you talk your shit. But whatever the case, this is major communication and using a platform in a way that that gives certain clarity and inspiration, and it's like maybe even upscaling it. It's time to upscale certain things. So people need to be investing. You need to have that money to invest though. Invest in the money, invest in that time, that energy that's going to get you ahead. Okay. It's deep. And that's that turn a hobby into cash. Could be a hobby now and it could be your thing later. Religious fanatics. Oh Lord. Okay, that's the next topic. Religious fanatics. My baby mama found out about us. My baby mama found out about our love affair and she's causing issues. This may be a baby mama that's not even in the mix. That's the crazy part. They got baby mamas that still control baby daddies. And y'all not even together no more. Then we got good news, okay? Now, energies with religious fanaticism, that's pretty tough right there, yo. They probably got some watching me right now. Take a picture. Conscious Outcast gang. We ain't tripping off that. But let's see what that's about. Some of you guys may clash with your spouses in relationships because of religion. It could be religious differences that's actually now causing problems. And I would strongly suggest, and I've said this before in my lives, Don't date people like that, man. If you have control over, y'all don't have babies and stuff. If y'all don't have the same ideologies and can't respect the other person's, that's already a disaster. That's a disaster. Somebody is sneaking around, like I said. The religious fanatic could be the baby mama or whomever. But whoever doing this sneaking, yeah, the baby mama, whoever it is, she found out. Yeah, there it is. There it is. The mother. She all in your phone, all into something. I don't know. But let me see what else comes out with that. I'm looking at water sign. It could be a Scorpio, Pisces, or a Cancer. I'm also picking up Aquarius. This is Aquarius energy coming through also. Uh-oh. Cars is jumping. That's too many. It's too many. Okay. Some people are really exhausted and just tired in their relationships. This is crazy. After all of that work you did, there's people that don't appreciate the work you did. I mean, like literally, you haven't had a vacation. You haven't been able to take off. You just been trying to keep this machine going. Keep the machine going. Keep the machine going for shit. A baby mama, a wife, or even a girlfriend that don't appreciate it. You can have family members that don't appreciate it. But you constantly trying to keep, and not appreciating it don't just mean, you know, sometimes not appreciating it is not understanding the work that your husband, your boyfriend, your brother, whoever may be putting in. You don't even know where that comes from. You're just waiting on the reward, waiting on the celebration, waiting on the whatever it is. And this person, whoever this is, has been carrying a heavy weight, trying to get to that space. Just like that working hard part when I said just keep, to the grind. But some of this is about to pay off. It really is. You're going to be releasing because of this transformation. You see this death card transformation. Because of that, it's going to liberate you. So certain things that may seem like a bad thing now is going to take you out those patterns. This is stuff that can just end suddenly like this. A certain job that could have been limited, a relationship that ends, a house situation where you are forced to leave or move or sell or whatever it is. But whatever the case, this is going to open up that celebration. All of the hard work you've been doing, and it may not require you losing something, but it may require a shift in something. But the success is coming. Ride the tiger. Somebody could be born the year of the tiger. Tiger could be the nickname of someone. You just may understand tiger energy. Okay, it's getting to the bag or getting to that success. Okay, so good news is on the way. So like I said, some of you guys are going to be getting the jobs you wanted. Clientele will be growing for some people. This was for the movers and the shakers, though. Everybody is not going to manifest or reap that because they got that scared money. Scared money don't make money. You gotta be confident when you manifest and stuff. You got to remove the block to get to the blessing. Also, see, some people are misers. You got to sometimes spend money to make money. Some people don't want to let go of anything so they don't get nothing else. You've limited yourself and your potential because you're stuck in a miserly energy. Some people simply need to give things away. That's what I've been doing a lot of spring cleaning. I'm not just giving things away. I'm selling things that can be sold, and some things I am giving away just to remove it because it's going to allow more things to come in. So I am speaking to people that may be hoarding things, like hoarders, people that have a habit maybe of hoarding things. Um, I don't want to go into all of the reasons why we hoard or why people hoard, because some of it is definitely from childhood. It deals with power issues, things you didn't have control over, not having a lot. Sometimes poverty and lack leads to us hoarding things because now we do have things that we can acquire and we don't want to let them go. Fear of losing. But yeah, some people are going to have to let some stuff go. It's time to do some spring cleaning, garage cleaning, mind cleaning, getting some of that out of our heads and everything too. So let's go with the flow. I'm just picking up water energy again, Pisces, Cancer, um, Scorpios. Now, this don't necessarily have to be just limited to those signs, but it's saying don't rush nothing. Just go ahead and just go with the flow for now. Because certain things, yep, even here, I'm picking up heavy on water energy. Go with the flow. This reminds me of a Pisces, how they get into that mode where they just ignore people, how they can just really block out all of the hate and the bull crap, you know, get small on them. So you see all of these spirits that's around you, whoever this person is, but you're paying it no mind. It's telling you that's how you stay focused. All of the people that may be throwing you off your shit or are blocking you in some kind of way, it's telling you to turn into the spiritual aspect, and all of that's gonna just go away. They'll be there, but they won't be able to come in or penetrate. Okay. Yeah, breakthroughs. But you penetrating that wall. I think this is actually a good card to kind of end on. This has been a long live, and I did do channel messages first. So if you missed that part, make sure you tap in, because again, the snakes are snaking. They snaking and faking, right? But also, we don't want to just block out people, because this is also a time to find that soul tribe, which you can manage and do in groups. This is a time to use that wisdom in the right way, and make sure you use discernment when letting new people in, and use past life experiences when you're letting back old people, because they coming back. Everybody want to stop the momentum. Everybody want to be a part of something good, or either stop it. If they can't stop it and they see you manifesting and you doing it, they now all of a sudden everybody want to get on board or come back in or be your friend. But they only there for a few reasons. And I already said it, for opportunities, to block your momentum, or to monitor or sabotage, really to sabotage or monitor, right? The new people really monitoring to sabotage. So it's all the same things. Okay. Understanding comes through. So as we get this spiritual understanding, some of you guys may have felt trapped. You thought you were kept out. You thought you were the outsider. You had a closed mind, a prison, a caged mind, or people you were dealing with. But as we come into understanding, which comes from, again, spiritual application, right? Applying knowledge, spiritual application creates wisdom. Now you see what seemed to be limitations, it was just in your mind. The mind was limited. So as soon as you begin to shift the way you're thinking, those bars are melting down anyway. And you'll be able to get to what you're trying to get to the breakthrough. Okay. Some people are going, and I'm gonna use another live to talk about that, because I was told at the community that I'm speaking to on my new denim design, or the ones that catch it on calligraphy, that we need to touch on root chakra energy and sacral chakra energy. Those are the two chakras that are most locked and blocked within our community. Okay, people are in survival mode or trying to survive. You know, we are the world. Everybody's going through something, right? But it's so important now that we're able to give ourselves a chance, instead of staying in these rigid and limited thinkings, and really becoming liberated. It's that it's a good time to work on self. Everybody not going to want to hear that, but everybody not going to make the transition either. So that's fine. It's not for everybody, right? For those that can. Silence, that's what I've been doing. And this is a good place to be too. If it's too much chatter, is just telling you to maybe take some time off social media. For some of you, it may just be taking times. Like what I did was I got off of social media and made sure I got off for 9 hours. I just needed like 9 hours of peace, 9 hours of silence, 9 hours. And I just spent that time painting. And it totaled like 13 hours. Okay. Some people, certain things have been delayed or been postponed. It could be plans that was postponed or whatever. But it's not certain ideas. You might have been on a journey. I'm seeing that for some people, you might have had an idea that didn't work, whether it's because of finances or just didn't balance out, even at relationships. So this could be postponing, um, the actual victory, but it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Sometimes things got to be postponed because of just how it is. I'm also seeing a person that wants to come back into a relationship, or you want to reach out to that girl, or want to reach out to that man or woman or whatever. But at this time, for whatever reason, you stay in silence instead of actually reaching out. And one of the hardest things is you keep making comparisons. Somebody's comparing. It could be a big girl versus a small girl. It could be a black girl versus another kind of girl or whatever. It could be someone who's more well established versus the person who's more quirky, or a person that's more of a free spirit versus, whatever it is, you know, they're very different. And that's what makes it so hard to make the decision. It's two girls or two, it could be two men for some people, but I'm picking up two things. Now, for some people, it may not be a relationship. It can actually be two paths, but in Africa, or one of the African proverbs says, why should you have to choose between two good things? And that's what this card reminds me of. Why should you have to choose between two good things? Meaning, if they both work and they both have functions of what they do and they both bring you pleasure, or both, um, they're both, you find beauty in both of them. It says, why do you have to choose between two good things? And that's not always in the dating world, but take that as it resonates for whoever that's for. Okay. And for others of you, it's the cognitive dissonance that you sometimes get from, or other people get, those that may be judging you because they don't understand. They like, well, that's not what the Bible says. I mean, I resonate with what she's saying or what he's saying or whatever. I resonate with the reading, but that ain't what the Bible say. That ain't what Jesus would do. That ain't what whoever would do or Muhammad would do, whatever, right? But if you can find some beauty within the Christian religion and you can find some beauty within Islam and beauty within other schools of thought, just because you're conscious or whatever you represent doesn't mean that you have to totally throw the baby out with the bathwater. Again, take that as it resonates, because we spend too much time judging other people and stuff, right? And then it says, and I think I'm gonna end on this. This has changed. So we started on Oya energy in purple, and we end on that same energy. There's gonna be sudden changes. That's the one thing you can't count on. Whether you want this change to come about or not, things are already changing, and it's changing quickly for some of you, very quickly. This is the wheel of karma, so make sure you're on the right side of that, of cause and effect. And let me see if there's any closing messages. If not, I'm going to end this on the oracle for the collective. And that's it. And you guys, I'm going to come on earlier so I can have more, people coming in and building. Sometimes you got to try lives at different times, though. I do midnight hour lives because there's people that live in other parts of the world. They may get a chance to tap in and stuff like that. Shout out to Africa. I got a lot of African supporters from Ibadan, Nigeria, South Africa, Ghana. Um, Shout out to Canada and the UK. Shout out to America, okay? Because the majority of my folks is from America, but I also got Canada, the UK, South Africa, Ghana, and Nigeria, Ibadan. So I want to just give shout out and give love to my folks, the Yoruba people, New York. In America, New York is my biggest supporters. New York, New York. Shout out to my New Yorkers. And also Texas to California. That's all. I don't know why everything is in such a concentrated space in America, but those are the three locations. So if you guys are in another location, share the live. Get people to tap in with the metaphysical bills and the reads. Now, it's been a while since I read for the collective, but hey, somebody got a job coming in. This is also community efforts, but I do see if you're looking for a job or you already went on your interview, I'm seeing you getting a job, okay? This is a job coming in for some people, and for others of you, it is some of you getting accepted in certain schools or certain organizations, and you got the paperwork that talk for you. Somebody could be looking at your resume, looking at something that you put together. If you are in your own business, word of mouth is going to bring more clientele in. Some of you also are like contract workers, or you do like construction, you do architecture, all those kind of things. For some of you guys, you may be masons. This is also about Masonic building, Masonic lodges. Some of you guys may be some type of builders or bricklayers or something like that. But whatever the case, I'm seeing growth in your businesses. Um, yeah, some of you guys may also be affiliated with a church, like building churches or doing something in the church. I don't know, building within the church, but I definitely see Masonic energy here. So shout out to the Masons. I ain't here to, I'm not the morality police with nothing anybody is doing, okay? Not even the poly and all of that other stuff. Anyway, last but not least, yeah, this is knowledge seekers. This is the illuminated one, the hermit, the wise one. Okay. So some of you guys are going to be also be teachers. This is about shining your light and sharing your light. Some of you guys could be going through initiations where you're going from one level to the next level. And the elder is basically carrying the torch or giving you um that welcome, that go ahead, that you got a seat at the table. Some people are actually passing down knowledge or ancient wisdom. You could be like in an order of some sort. Yeah. um on an everyday level, though, this could be following what your elders right around you are telling you, grandparents, father, just somebody that you may respect, or you yourself may be going into that stage of adulthood. You may be in that stage in your life where you are now going into the elder and having the wisdom and stuff like that. Somebody's not sleeping well, and I don't want to keep opening worms, but I just somebody's dealing with yeah, they dealing with some deep psychological shit. They having regrets and remorse, and they have not. So if someone did something to you, and this is basically the backlash of that, they not sleeping. Okay, this is supposed to actually be right side up, and it's like if they are sleeping, they having nightmares. Hopefully, they wasn't painting with purple like I was, because purple, it didn't give me nightmares, but it was very intense. It was definitely affecting affecting my energy. Okay. in good ways for creativity, but in not so good ways because I didn't realize that painting with purple for like long periods could overstimulate. It can overstimulate you. It could cause like feelings of almost fear and anxiety. Like, what is that? It's like a portal. It has like an abyss kind of effect. But anyway, you guys, yeah, the dream when them nightmares come in like that is because this person is wrestling with a decision. Whoever this is that's not sleeping or having the bad dreams, you have a decision that you refuse to make. And more than likely, it's the person that's trying to decide on the female or the male. You are battling with a relationship situation. Comparing both of these people, you might have to tell somebody that you cheat and telling somebody that it's the end of the relationship. Or look at this. Then I say a relationship, right? So you may even be telling the people that you want somebody else in a relationship. Okay, some of you guys are going back to old relationships and just healing. Okay, there's the snakes again. You're the snake. I think I'm gonna stop here, you guys. I'm just on the roll. Anyway, again, peace, love, and light. I'll be back more regularly. Okay, so this is like my first time really just doing lives on the readings in a long time, and I had a lot to say and a lot to get out. So thank you for being patient with me. Again, those first messages are channeled messages. So if you could get anything from the way the beginning started, go ahead and start the live over if you didn't get a chance to see it. And I just want to thank everybody who did give their time and energy. Shout out again to DJ Oak Ninja and to Kesey, and I forgot about my boy Kesey and all the other ones that tap in with me. Love and light, Ashe. Y'all sleep well. Keep y'all mind open, stay woke, and I'll be back soon. And shout out to the new Soljet community, the Conscious Outcast Gang Gang. Peace.